Hello there, I'm artist Aaron Rutten and welcome to another episode of my Digital Artist Vlog. In this episode I'm going to talk a little bit about protecting your artwork data. So first of all, what I would start with is organizing your files. You want to have a file hierarchy, so you have your artwork folder, and within the artwork folder there's maybe things that are sorted by date, so you might have 2015 artwork and then 2014 artwork and 2013 artwork. And then within that folder you'd have individual projects. You'd have the apple, the wolf, the moon, the fried egg, and so on. Then within those folders, you'd have fried egg 1, fried egg 2, fried egg 3, or the name of your painting, whatever it may be. This is known as iterative saving, and it's good to do iterative saving because if you have 10 different save files, although you may not ever go back and need to use 1 through 9, they're still there in case something happens while you're working with file 10, if it crashes, or maybe you do something and you mess up and you don't realize you did it till later. Well, you can go back to version 9 or version 8 and work from there rather than starting over from the beginning. It's important that you're not destroying your artwork data by saving as a lossless compression format. You would want to use the RIFF format or PSD, or if you're printing, you would want to save as like a TIFF or maybe a PNG. You don't want to save as a JPEG because saving as a JPEG is going to compress your file to make the file size smaller. That means it's just going to throw away things like detail and color, and it will make the file smaller, but it'll also make it look worse. And if you keep saving as a JPEG over and over and over again, it's going to compress it more and more and more until you end up with a really blocky image that's lost all of its color. So once you have all your files organized, the next most important thing is to back them up. And you don't want to only back up things once, you want to back up things multiple times if you're really worried about losing them. I personally have had at least 3 or 4 experiences where hard drives have crashed and I've nearly lost years and years and years worth of artwork. I mean, I have actually lost things like music compositions and a few odd pieces of artwork, but for the most part, I had to spend a lot of time trying to recover my data off of these drives, and fortunately I did for most of it, but it was not a fun process. And a lot of it I got back as file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, so I had to put it all back into folders and rename everything, and it was a huge hassle. Had I had everything backed up, I wouldn't have had to deal with that, so now I'm a little bit smarter about how I deal with preserving my work. Now, I'm totally out of habit of backing up regularly. I should be doing it every day or every week or every month, but I'm kind of just doing it as I think of it. It's multiple times per year, but I just kind of get everything together and then save it again somewhere else and maybe somewhere else. So what I use are external hard drives, internal hard drives, and I store things on my website because my website has pretty much unlimited space, so I can upload zip files of my artwork to there, and I know that that's one place where it's stored, and then I'll have it on an internal hard drive if I need to access it regularly, and then I'll have some external drives like USB drives that I'll plug in, put all my files on there, and then when I'm done, unplug it and just let that hard drive just sit there and act as a storage device. You could burn your artwork to CDs and you could put it on little flash drives too, or memory cards. That would work. And then there's also cloud backup where you can upload things to the cloud. Now, I don't know how reliable that is because if you don't have internet access, you can't access those files. So at the very least, if you want to be able to get to your stuff when you want to get to it, it's better to have it on something that you can take with you, like a portable hard drive. You have to be careful with these portable hard drives because the ones that are meant for travel are a bit more durable, but if you bang a hard drive up too much or you do things to mess it up, you can end up losing that data. So that's why it's good to have multiple drives or multiple versions of a backup. And last but not least, the best way to protect your data is to have antivirus and anti-spyware, and you want to be updating that regularly because if you end up getting a virus on your computer or something that ends up messing with your data or forces you to have to reformat your computer, you could lose everything. So even a free antivirus program like something like Avast is good. Some good free programs to protect against malware are Spybot Search and Destroy and Malwarebytes Anti-Malware. And you also want to make sure to update things like your Flash player and your browser and even Windows or Macintosh, because keeping everything up to date will just keep you protected against current threats and even future threats. So I hope that gave you some insight into how to protect your data. Make sure that you do because it is not fun to lose years worth of artwork and creative projects. It feels really, really terrible. It's like feeling like your house or your studio burned down or something, and Some people aren't lucky enough to get some of that stuff back. It's gone forever, so don't be one of those people. Back stuff up 2 or 3 or 4 times if you have to, and keep it backed up on a regular basis. If you found this information helpful, take a quick second to like this video and share it with your friends. And if you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button down there if you want to get updates when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Monday for another episode of my Digital Artist Vlog.